Hey, I'm Matt, and this is my story. Every Sunday morning at the 7 a.m., we'd go to the 7 a.m. service, and all 12 of us would line up in the front pew of that church. And we did it really out of obligation, though. None of us 10 children really wanted to be there, but we knew that that was required of us, and our parents obviously insisted that we go. So we went, and I could consider myself a Christian even when I was born. I was baptized in the church and certainly confirmed when I was young, and did all the responsibilities that a good Christian kid was required. But it wasn't something I necessarily loved or enjoyed at that point. Story that I really love to share is that she was smart enough to know that if I was pushed through the front door of any church, I would quickly get turned off because of my experience growing up. So when we came to Bethlehem, she brought me through the back door, and she showed me the gym. And little did I know that there was a few members of the church looking through the glass, the same with me, at the volleyball court. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, this is a church I could get into. We would just happen to come to service on Sunday just as felt like an obligation. And I was still of that mindset, though, that this is I had to do in order to be able to enjoy some of the other benefits of the church. Until one day, my conversation with the then pastor, Pastor Koenige, I said, all right, Pastor, what do I need? What are the rules in order to be involved in this church? I really like the people, and I like the facilities. So what's the rule book? And he takes the Bible and says, that's all, Matt. And that blew me away. I was like, that's it? What's all the things I knew to be saved? And he told me, you're already saved. You have salvation. It's right there for you if you want it. And I just was blown away that there wasn't a requirement, a list of obligations that I had to do to be saved. And that was a very different experience in my life. And I think the Lord touched me that day and made me realize that this is something I could love to be involved with. I met Larry Sincograna, who was certainly an elder of the church and someone who we still know and love today, right? He became like a mentor to me, though, and he taught me that I have a talent that I never knew about. I would sit every month and go through the budget with Larry, and we'd see that there were more needs of the church than was coming in through contributions. And Larry would always say, Matt, trust this is God's plan, and he will provide. If these are things that we should be doing, he's going to provide the finances. And at the end of every year, God bless, there'd be enough money in the bank to pay all the bills. And I just started to trust that was the way that we should be in our faith as well. So every year, Patty would sit with me at the year end and do our budget, and the tithe used to go from 1% to 2% to 5% to 10%, which is scriptural. And I never had a problem making that 10%. We were still, the Lord was so generous in what he allowed us to earn that the tithe became easy. And now it was more, what other special things can we offer our treasures for the work of the church at large, whether it be at Bethlehem or other activities. And that's never changed in 35 years. We have still been able to give more than the tithe, and God has given us so much more than we ever could use. That God's love and forgiveness is there for us to be taken. When you finally do accept that, it's such a relief off of you because I don't feel like I have to earn it anymore. It was such a gift, and that's what I mentioned about, Pastor showed me the books. There was no rules. That was a huge relief for me because my whole growing up was like I was totally opposite. So it became a joy to come to church on Sunday. I didn't do it as an obligation. I was like, come on, Patty, we got to go, right? It is so much more joyful. And that's, I think, the Lord working through you and just giving you taking that burden off your back, maybe.